Life, you're going to go through some things. In life, you're going to experience a whole lot of things, good or bad, but in the process, what you're going to find out, the ones that's close to you, the ones that you feel know you the best, it could be relationship based, friendship based, you know what I'm saying? It can be all of those things. And it's nothing wrong with that because you want to go through life and go through those experiences. You know what I'm saying? You really do because especially in relationships, you know what I'm saying? For me personally, you know, going through relationships with a lot of well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a few beautiful women, you know what I mean, over time, separately. What I come to find out is that once you tell an individual, in my case, a woman, once you tell them you love them, right? Once you tell your partner, whoever you involved in, it doesn't have to be so much a relationship. It can be family too, or somebody close to you. But my whole point is this. My experience is this. Once I tell a woman, you know what I mean, I love them. Not all of them, but a few cases, a few situations that I've been through, it really tells a lot of the person you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And Sean B. Stoller, what do you mean? It's like once I tell them I love them or I love her, um, I've been through a few situations where, a woman try to take advantage of the situation, because I'm the type of guy, I'm a go getter, I'm gonna go get whatever that need to be done. I'm gonna do to the best of my ability to get that taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a go getter in the sense of, when things need to be taken care of, when things go bad, or we trying to plan to take trips. I'm an active type of individual. I want to get out there and make things happen. So when it's time for us to bust a move, when it's time for us to go here, go there, go wherever, it's taken care of. You know what I mean? To the best of my ability, you know. And what I come to find out, once you tell a woman you love them, in my situation, this is my opinion. Not all of them, but some of them do try to take advantage of you. Be like, oh, okay, I know he loved me, so now, I'm gonna try to finesse you. Whether it could be money, it can be money based. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of a situation. Because at one point in time, for me personally, I'll hand my girl my credit card and be like, I had one time I had rented out this house. You know what I'm saying? And I gave her the credit card because I was so busy. You know what I'm saying? I was so busy working and doing this, doing that. I was like, here, you know what? Go ahead and take my credit card. You know what I'm saying? Go get some things for the house for me, right? Which she did. She went and got a few things for me. But also, she got a couple of things for herself. Now, when I gave her that credit card, that was specifically for the house. It was specifically what I needed for the house. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Hey, get this. This is what I need for the house. Take care of that for me." Right? I give her the credit though. She did for the most part. She took care of it, right? But she also got a couple of things. Oh, I needed this. I wanted to get my hair done, so I needed this. You want me to look good, right? You feel me? So I'm paying for weaves, I'm paying for what's that, the, lace front, you know what I'm saying? I'm paying for the lace front and everything, you feel me? Do you feel So I'm paying for the lace front, and I told her to get some things for the house, man. So what I had to learn quickly dealing with the beautiful ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? I had to let them know, I had to really check her in that situation. Like, hold up. I told you to go to the store and get this, what I needed for the house, and whatever you felt that was necessary for the house. You went ahead and bought some extra stuff. You didn't ask me to do that. You didn't ask me, is it okay for you to do that? You just felt like, oh, he loves me, so I'm going to just do this, I'm going to do that. Right? Now, honestly, I wouldn't have had a big issue, but it's the point of you didn't come to me first. You didn't ask me first. You didn't say, hey, babe, I want to go do blah, 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 blah. I know taking care of this for the house, but I need to buy this. And I need that lace front. You feel me? I need the holding gel. You know what I'm saying? Need some extra scrunchies. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, I had to check her. You know what I'm saying? In a real respectful way, but at the same time, I had to let her know, like, "Hey, I sent you to the store to go do this and that. You came back with all this, with all that." You know what I mean? So I had to check her, right? And I was aggressive with it. I mean, I didn't, do nothing to her. I was just aggressive with the situation because here I am working, working my tail off, making sure, you know what I'm saying, the bills is paid, this is paid. I asked you to do this one thing for me and you just overdid it. So I had to check her for that, right? And at the end of that, the what I learned that what you have to do, you have to say, if you have to check somebody in a situation, right? After you check them, if it's somebody you care about or somebody you love, you tell them at the end of that conversation, you be like, you know what? Don't forget I love you. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them. Don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when somebody try to take advantage of you, or they did take advantage of you, and you have to put them in a place, you got to let them know, hey, man, that wasn't cool what you did. And you check them the way they're supposed to be checked. At the end of that conversation, you make sure you tell them, don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because folks are trying to take advantage of you out here. And, especially what's going on today, some people getting laid off, this and that. So they see you, you in position, at least in my case, you know what I'm saying? I'm in position. So it's like, if I ask you to do something, I give you the credit card, I say go buy this, and you came back with all this extra stuff. You talking about a lace front, you feel me? Some holding gel, some scrunchies. You feel me? I didn't tell you to do that. I told you, hey, I just got this new place. I told you to buy some things for the house, and you came back with a lace front. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? So when you checking somebody and you letting them know what it is, make sure you end that conversation with this. Don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm making fun of the situation, but I'm serious at the same time. So don't forget to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget I love you. But I'm gonna still check you though. I'm gonna still put you in your place. But it comes from a love place. It comes from me having love for you and trying to make sure we continue having this love relationship together. I gotta let you know a few things. But at the end of that, don't forget I love you. Do you feel know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that was even in a relationship. I mean, even in what I call a friendship. In a friendship, right? It's the same scenario. You know what I'm saying? You got your partners, you know what I'm saying, your besties. It's like, one of your partners or one of your besties, they ask to, borrow your car or borrow some things from you. And especially if it's some items, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let me borrow this pan. I got this, I'm doing this function at the house. We barbecuing, we doing this and that. I know you got this grill, you got this, you got that. Let me borrow some things from you, right? Now, if that's your real partner, that's your really, somebody you really care dearly about, right? In most cases, most people, and myself included, I'll be like, okay, you can borrow the grill, you can borrow the pan, whatever you need, you can borrow that, right? But because they know you love them, right? They know that they got a long history with you, right? Couple of weeks to, the barbecue was on Saturday, right? You gave it to them Friday. Okay, it been a couple of weeks. They ain't talked to you. You talk to them. They ain't mentioned nothing about giving you your barbecue pit back and your special pan that you like to use, right? They haven't gave you none of that back yet, right? And then you had several conversations with your partner, right? Like y'all done talked about a whole bunch of things. Who getting divorced? You know what I'm saying? Who going through this? Who going through that? You feel me? Somebody, had to move out. You talking about life situations that y'all going through, or your partner's going through, possibly a divorce, right? Y'all done talked about everything under the sun, except for you telling me you bringing me my grill back. You bringing that special pan that I like to use back. You ain't brought none of that back, right? But you comfortable because you know that I love you. You know I care for you, right? So this is one of the moments where in those situations, you need to let them know, like, hey, check this out, bruh. I let you borrow the grill a month ago. It been like 3, 4 weeks, man. Where the hell my grill at? Right? You know what I'm saying? Where my pan at? We done chopped it up, had many different conversations. You done told me, what ain't working out in your relationship. You feel me? Your kids is doing this, they going over here, y'all taking trips there. Where the hell my damn grill at, man? You know what I'm saying? So that's when you have to check them. But at the end of that conversation, after they bring your stuff back, right? Let them know that. Don't forget I love you. Do you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, let them know, man. Say, hey, don't forget I love you. Because I just feel like a lot of people take advantage of those type of situations. And a lot of it has to do with the history you have with them. You know what I'm saying? It's the history you have, and then also they know, you got a certain type of love for them. You know what I mean? So they feel like, oh, it's cool. I can get away with this. They won't be tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no big deal, but it is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up. I spent my hard-earned money for this, you know? I didn't let you borrow my grill. How you know I don't have nothing going on? How you know I'm not trying to plan a function at my house, but you got my grill? You feel me? My special pan. You know what I'm saying? My little brushes I like to use when I'm, you know, marinating my meats and all that. I don't let you borrow all this. And it been several weeks. You didn't mention it to me. We even talked about everything going on in your life. You feel me? What's going on at your house? But somehow you forgot to tell me, or you forgot to bring back my grill, man. So don't forget I love you, man. Where's my stuff at? Do you feel, you know? And I got a few folks in my life that's like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you let them borrow something, and it's like, bruh, like I swear, I let one of my cousins, he bought a CD. This is years ago. He borrowed a CD from me. I forgot who the hell it was. Man, it'd been about 6 years before I got that CD back. And I'm like, "Bro, I don't even listen to CDs like that no more, man." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Come on, man." You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta treat you a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me personally, if I let you borrow something from me and you don't bring it back in a timely fashion, okay, we still cool, but I'm gonna treat you more accordingly now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, hey, check this out, man. You can borrow this on Saturday. I need it back on Sunday. You feel me? If not, I'm gonna come roll up on you and come get my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because your track record ain't that clean with me. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that luxury with me. But hey, don't forget, I love you. Do you feel me? You know? It's like, come on, man. I mean, this don't make no sense out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do people do that? I mean, is it because they think you soft or something? You know what I'm saying? Or they think, oh, I can just get over on them. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no big deal. You know I'm good for it. But at the same time, though, right? At the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, you good for it, but that's still my shit, though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's still my stuff. Like, what's the problem, man? Like, hold up, bruh. You feel me? Now, if you would have told me, hey, I need to borrow this and I'll bring it back to you, within this time frame, okay, I'll give you that. But if you just borrow my stuff and you don't even try to connect with me and let me know what's going on with my merchandise, with my product that you done borrowed from me, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to check you for that. And when I finish checking you, don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I mean, this don't make no sense whatsoever. You know? It's like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And it's like, from my experience, a lot of people that I dealt with will have an attitude with me, right? And I'm like, how can you get an attitude with me when this is my stuff? You didn't borrow from me. So when I check you, you like, oh man, why you come at me so hard? Why you have to, you know what I mean? You didn't have to talk to me that way. Well, maybe, but on the other hand, you didn't bring my stuff back in a timely fashion. You know what I mean? So you finna either break me off that cheese, what I spent for it, right? Or you need to come back and drop my stuff off like you said you would. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to track you down, man. You say you love me, right? So where my stuff at? Huh? It's like, come on now. So just let them know after you check them, man. Don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because me personally, if I borrow something from you, I'm going to make sure you get that back in a timely fashion, you know? And it's like, even with kids, right? Even with kids, you know what I mean? I got a 4-year old and a 19-year old, right? And my 19-year old, she know what's up for the most part. My 4-year old, I'm getting her there, but it's like when it comes to kids, I'm the type, I like to discipline, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Especially with my 4-year old, she like using her tablet a lot on the internet and different things she like to do on the computer, and I love that. I like the fact that she's very, you know, comfortable using the computer. But on the flip side of that, though, when she acts up, right? When she act up, I say, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that." When she don't do that, what I do is start taking things away. You know what I mean? I start taking stuff away. Like, hold up. I asked you to clean this up. You didn't clean it up. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me get that from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take that tablet away. And she start crying sometimes, but I let her know, hey, calm down. You know I love you though. Do you feel you know? It's like I still love you though. You know what I mean? I still love you, but you gotta understand. Well, you will come to an understanding over time. My youngest I'm talking about, my 4-year-old. It's all about teaching that, good habits. Unlike some of my partners, right? Some of my relationships, right? So with my 4-year-old, you know, I discipline her in a different way, but I just take away stuff that she likes, stuff she loved to play with when she acts up. So I take things away. And it's been working out pretty well. I'd be like, hey, you know what? I need you to clean your room up. I'm talking to my 4-year-old like that. I'm like, hey, I need you to clean this up, you know? And once you finish that, you can get the tablet. You can play with your tablet. Or eh, you need to clean this room up. If you don't to clean this room up, I'm taking that tablet and putting it up. You won't get it till the next day or to when I feel it's necessary. So it's just creating those good habits. And at the end of that conversation with her, even my 4-year-old, I tell her, don't forget I love you. Do you feel you know? So that's the thing. You can't forget you can't be too cool. You can't be too gangster. You can't be too street, too gutter. You know what I mean? Too much of a slider, not to tell the ones that's important to you. Don't forget I love you. You know what I mean? And just because I love you don't mean I ain't gonna check you. Just because I love you, I'm just gonna let you just run me over. Nah. Just because I love you doesn't mean you just get full access to everything in my life. It's a process and there's your terms and conditions and there's an understanding that need to be understood. Do you feel you know what I'm saying? Come on now. I'm Sean B. Stoller. Man, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You can share it, leave a comment. It's cool. you know? But you just got to remember that because, through life, you're going to go through a lot of obstacles. You're going to have a lot of different things thrown out at you. But you have to remember that through that process, there's still love there. Through your obstacles, there are things and people, that's going to disappoint you and things that happen to you. It's going to make you feel a certain type of way. But you got to always remember that for one, the people that really care for you, they do love you. And sometimes for you, it's important for you to tell them, don't forget I love you. Because we all have our issues. We all have things that, affects us in a negative way. I mean, it's positive, of course, but a negative way as well. So it's like it's important that that love factor is there because when you're going through your process, your journey, a lot of times it's that love that gets you through those situations, whether it's the love of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Your friends, your family, your friendships. It's that love that pushes you through. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of it, of course, you got to get yourself through by having that self love. But it's important for you to have love around you too, because money doesn't fix everything, and money doesn't bring you that complete happiness without love. Do you feel? You know, you got to have that. So that's why I say, no matter what the situation is, no matter how emotional you are, it's important at the end of that conversation, at end of that situation, you have to tell the person, the individual, the group of people, whoever you're dealing with, don't forget I love you. It's not, to me, I feel like it's not being said enough. Because in my opinion, I feel like, a lot of people situations and struggles would go a little bit different if they knew somebody really cared about them. You know what I'm saying? Like in real life, not just in rap songs, or just for the moment. Nah, don't just love me just because of right now for what I can do for you. No, in those tough times, in those tough situations, it's important that you get told and you tell others, don't forget I love you. Because you just don't know how far that may go for the person you're dealing with, the person that's in your life, the person that's there by your side, the person that believes in you and your abilities and your go get it mentality. You got to say that. Don't forget I love you. Because you really have no idea how far that would go for the next person. Maybe that's what they needed to hear from you. Because even the strongest person in the room need love. I don't care how much of a stand-up person or independent person you are. We all need love. We all human. You know what I'm saying? So we all need love to a degree. So do never get too big. Don't never feel you have to be so hard. Don't forget that, don't have yourself so far ahead of yourself where you forget about others to tell them, don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe by you saying that, somebody would choose to do a different path or choose to look at things in a different way. But they couldn't see it because they was so wrapped up either with themselves or whatever situation they was dealing with, and they didn't have nobody to give them that outlet of love, you know? Because there's so much negativity out here. I mean, I don't have to speak on it. I mean, it's pretty much on any social media, television, news, broadcast, wherever you get your information from, it's there. But where's the love at, though? You feel me? And I'm not talking about, there ain't got to be no soppiness, you know what I'm saying? But just hearing those words in those real key moments that you need to hear it, especially from the individuals that's important to you or that's in your life, you feel that's beneficial for you, don't forget I love you. Do you feel, you know? So if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and go back and watch a lot of other my videos too, because all I bring to you is nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration. I am Sean B. Stoller. Let's go. You know, I had this one of my old school partners, man. I ain't seen in a long time, man. I seen him a couple of actually this past weekend. Childhood friend, childhood friend. I haven't seen a man in many years, right? But we had a real stimulating conversation because he was bringing up a lot of things I really forgot about. You know what I mean? And one situation was, we was out of town. We went, I forgot where the hell we was at. I think we was over I want to say we was in Vacaville or something. I live in the Bay Area in the Oakland area, so like Vacaville, California, that's like the Fairfield area, Vallejo, well, past Vallejo. It's like I would say pretty much from Oakland, it's like a 40-minute drive. So we way out in the city called Vacaville for people that's not familiar with it. And we got a blowout. We was riding together, was in his car. This is years ago. We had a blowout in Vacaville. We didn't have no AAA, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And we was on the side of the freeway, and we was trying to get to the outlets. That's what it was. They had some outlets. We can go to the Nike outlet. You feel me? Adidas outlet. You know what I mean? And we got a damn blowout on the freeway, man. You feel me? I know somebody know what that feeling is. It's the most horrible feeling, right? So he had a donut though. So, we was trying to, change the tire real quick, throw the donut on. But that whole process, man, just getting the blowout and then we was working together. We was able to put that on that tire hella quick because we was on the side of the freeway. You feel me? And I'm like, man, we got to get this done. You feel me? So we ended up getting the tire done, and we still went shopping and stuff like that. And but it was just funny because his car was raggedy as hell. he, he already had two other donuts. He had two other donuts on the car already. I'm like, how the hell you have all these donuts on your car, bruh? You know what I'm saying? And he had a blowout in one of the donuts, man. Oh my goodness, man. Young, man. We was young. Like I said, this was many years ago, man. So he got a blowout in one of his donuts, and we had to change that donut with another donut. Do you feel So we just had that conversation, man, and it just was like, it was good to see him because it's been mad years since I've seen him, right? And hey, before he left though, I said, hey, just in case I don't talk to you, I don't see you again for a while, don't forget I love you. Do you feel? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You never can be too cool, man. And I don't care what somebody else think about that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know what it means to me. I know what it means to the person that's important to me when I say it to them. You know what I mean? So it ain't no ego with me. You feel me? When it comes to that type of conversation or those words when I mean it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like feel like more people need to do that because you never know what somebody is going through. And even for yourself, just always try to put yourself in that person's shoes to a degree where if somebody is going through something and you may not be able to help them financially, but just by having that conversation and letting them know how much you care about them, you have no idea how that may affect them in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I really feel like that's missing in a lot of relationships in general because we so quick as a community to just call out, all the negativity and who did this, who did that. Yeah, I mean, some truth in that. I'm not here to battle that, but that can't be the only thing you focus on. You feel me? You got to focus on the positive and you got to focus on helping the ones who helped you. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have a journey, we all have a process, but don't forget the ones who helped you in your process by telling them. Don't forget I love you. You know? And it's like, it's a trip when you think about it because those are just 4 words, man. At least the love, love word. Just, I mean, 4 words, 4 letters, love. It's just 4 letters. And a lot of people say, words is not really that much. It's the actions. But yes, I agree. The actions is true, but that those words do mean something. You know what I'm saying? Because if just think about it, somebody that's close to you that you feel like, you know, they understand you and they say that to you, especially you're in a situation where you kind of either trying to figure out things or, you kind of like in a bad spot in life, you going through things. Sometimes that's all you looking for. There's just somebody to show you that love, man. You feel me? And when it comes from somebody that's really important to you, it hits a whole lot different. You know what I mean? And it encouraged so many different things in a person. In my opinion, in a positive way. So don't forget that. you know. And if anybody got something they want to bring up, I'm gonna set up the link. If anybody want to come online with me, it's like a Zoom call. You can tap in with me. Drop that in there just in case somebody want to come on in. You know, more than welcome. Yeah, so I put the link up just in case. If anybody want to tap in, you're more than welcome. We can chop it up tonight. If not, I keep it going. You know, but it's like even in a relationship, right? Even if the relationship ends bad. Now, there's some grown folk business I'm talking about right now. Even if the relationship ends poorly, right? But you have history with this person. You may have kids with this person. You may have property with this person. So, in my eyes, in my opinion, there's still love there because if I didn't love you, I'm not going in business with you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't stick around just because we have kids together to a degree. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be love there. So in a relationship, even if it ends bad in a divorce or whatever, you got to remember that it's still love there. Now, of course, the love is going to change, yes. But I can sit up and tell you, as a grown man in my 40s, any woman I ever dealt with for a long period of time that I done told my personal secrets to, I still got love for them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different type of love. I don't want to sleep with them anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. No, I'm just saying. I mean, I still have love for you, and I wish you well, even if our relationship ended horribly. You feel me? That's just a different level of grown man that I bring. And who I am today. And it's like if I ever see, some of the ladies I dealt with in the past, and we able to have a conversation, I would tell them. And I will tell my woman now that I'm with, if I ever see them and we have a serious conversation, not on no sneaky link or anything like that. Nah, I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with you, I'm with you. It's not. I'm cool on that. But I would tell them, hey, I wish you well, and don't forget I love you. And then whoever you dealing with, you know what I'm saying? I hope it's a good situation for you. But I still got love for you. I'm not in love with you, but I have love for you. Do you feel? You know? But that's grown man business right there. So I know some folks may not catch that one until later on in life, but You will eventually. Because for me personally, it's hard to say you don't have love for somebody when you shared some real low, high, and achievement moments with that individual. You may have achieved things with them, like I said, buying a house, you know, having kids, you know, or trauma situations that they were in your life for and helped you through, regardless if the relationship didn't work out. Don't forget I love you. And it's like, I feel like that's another level of forgiveness that's needed. That's another level of understanding that's needed. Because when you go out in the world don't love you, man. You know what I'm saying? You work for these corporations. All they care about is their numbers. Yeah, you know, a lot of these corporations, they have a pick, and I mean, they have like a potluck. They may even have like little trips you go on. But once you stop selling the way they need you to, once that revenue drops to a certain amount below, that's when layoffs happen. You know what I'm saying? At these major corporations. So really important is the ones around you, right? The ones that's there for you in those moments outside of just your regular everyday working environment. So don't forget to tell them people, I love you. I appreciate you here for me. I appreciate you gave me this information that I needed. I appreciate the fact that you believed in me. Huh? Don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all have our situations, right? But we not robots. You know what I'm saying? We all have feelings. No matter if the person say, "Oh no, I ain't tripping. Oh man, it's all good." Those are the ones you got to really worry about the most. When a person tell you, "Oh man, it's good. Don't worry about it," and this is like a real tough situation, and they tell you, "Oh man, it ain't no big deal. Don't worry about it." Those are the type of individuals you need to tell them even more. Don't forget I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those individuals, that's even myself included, I'm that type where I'll be like, "Man, it's cool, don't even trip." But those are ones you gotta look out for because they'll do so much for other people where, they slowly breaking down themselves to help others. You know what I'm saying? Because they have so much on their shoulders where they just keep pushing through. They may be going through maybe having an illness, you know what I'm saying? Having a mental breakdown, but they'll still keep pushing through it to make sure the ones they care about is doing well. So it's important for you and me in those situations where you have to say those words. Don't forget I love you. You know? And even if you don't get the response back that you really wanted, just be happy that you said it. Because eventually they will come back to you. They will come back and say something along the lines of, I appreciate what you said, what you said to me, what you did for me. You know what I'm saying? We all have our ways of how we express things, right? But long as you express how much you care for someone that's important to you, I feel like that goes a long way. you know? So it's like the most strongest person in the room need the most love in the room, be honest with you, you know? Because they hold everything in. When a person say, "Oh, I ain't tripping off this, it's cool." A lot of times, in my opinion, they holding in a lot of that pain, a lot of that frustration. They don't want to express it because they feel like they have to stay strong. And that's why I say a lot of those individuals, them the ones that need the most love because they don't want to express, they don't want to let it out, but they hold it in until that moment where they can possibly explode. You know what I mean? Have some type of mental breakdown. Their health can be in bad shape. Because just think about it. Like I have some family members where I didn't even know they were as sick as they were. You know what I'm saying? They was really sick and they'll try to act like they wasn't that sick when they was around me, And then a couple of them passed away and I didn't even know they was sick like that. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I kick it with them or we have a conversation, they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm cool. I'm just a little sick. I'm a little under the weather." And I just felt like for me personally, I kind of was hurt a little bit for the fact that I called this person all the time. But one thing I didn't say that I'm saying tonight, I'm just make sure you tell them, don't forget I love you. Because maybe if I would have told them something like that, they would have been able to open up to me and let me know what's going on with them. So we all need love to a degree. And it's important for you to tell the ones that's important to you, don't forget I love you, you know? And like I said, I ain't talking about on those sappy, lovey-dovey type stuff. Nah, that ain't what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that love, genuine love you have for somebody. And if that is, if that's like your way of showing affection, hey, that's cool too. But I'm just saying in general, the people that's in your life, especially the ones, that's always there for you, that's always, being considerate of your feelings and what's going on with you, make sure you tell those individuals, that person, that group, don't forget I love you. Because you have no idea how far that would help that person. And maybe by saying that, being genuine about it, maybe they would enlighten you on whatever they have going on that they either, something that's hurting them or something they're working on to build towards. It's something you can help them with. It's not just financial, it's also mentally. We all need that mental stimulation in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? We all need that to a degree, you know? And with all these electronic devices, cell phones, tablets, iPads, iPhones, so on, you know what I mean? I feel like we starting to get too much of a disconnect with that type of love feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's everything is online, everything is a text, an email, you know, that conversation I feel like it's getting watered down to a point where we kind of lose that sensitivity when we talking about our loved ones, you know? So that's my little take on it. Don't forget I love you, huh? you know, because it's important though, I've been thinking about that a lot last couple of days because I was like, you know what, it's time for me to go live again. I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? And I every time I do my lives, I always try to give you something about me, my experiences, And then things, I just want to put out into the universe. And this is one of them, So whoever you dealing with, regardless if you have an argument or it's a celebration or whatever. If that's somebody important to you at the end of that conversation, whatever you dealing with, whatever they going through, don't forget to say, don't forget I love you, because we all ain't promised tomorrow, man. I don't care how much of a good health you in, I don't care what the doctor told you. Oh yeah, you're good. We have no idea, right? So don't ever forget that. Especially for me, I work extremely hard. I do the YouTube videos. I still work, and I work a lot of hours. You know what I'm saying? Still have time for my family when I can. So I'm always out here getting it. So it's important that you say those things, even for me. I'm talking about myself included. It's important. It's important for me to say that to my loved ones as well. You know, So always keep that in the back of your mind. You know, that's all I had tonight. Unless somebody tap in with me, I'm gonna stay on the line a little bit longer. Nobody tap in, I'm gonna shut it down. I'll give about another 10 minutes. Was we almost at an hour? Yeah, we almost at an hour. I'm gonna stay on here for about at least about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. You know, because my whole thing of this conversation is really a lot of it is coming from me as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through a lot of ups and downs myself, and it's like you need someone in your corner to a degree. You don't have to be there every day, but just somebody that you feel that's important to you. You just need to hear those words sometimes. You don't have to be every day. No, that's not what I'm saying. But just in those critical moments, you know, it's important to hear those words, you know, and it's also important to give out those words to the ones you feel that's important to you as well. So like it works both ways, you know, and it's like the more I think about it, right, I feel like it's just more of a understanding. When you say that, it's more of an understanding. When a person hears that, it's like, okay, boom, appreciate that. You know what I mean? I was going through something, and you know what I mean. That just kind of eased the situation for me mentally, because you're still going to deal with it, but it just eases that moment for you. You know, so it's something I want to put out there, man, and I really appreciate everybody tapping in with me tonight. And if you watch this on a playback, thank you for tapping in and watching this video. And I'm gonna drop a new video. I'm gonna come back live tomorrow. Around I usually start my videos between 9:30 and 10:30 p.m. Pacific time because I'm on the West Coast, the Bay Area, the Oakland area. So appreciate everybody tapping in with me. And just know this: I bring nothing to you, but nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, hopefully some type of inspiration. I am Sean B. Stola. Until next time, get it right. Peace.